you're coming to Iceland in May and you're wondering what to wear, you're in the right place. In this video, I'll go over the weather, the daylight, northern lights, what to wear, and I'll give you a few examples. No fluff or anything like that, just straight to the point. So let's get to it! Now, we're quickly getting into summer, but we're not quite there yet. The average temperature is around 6 degrees Celsius, with average highs being around 9 degrees Celsius. May can be very unpredictable, with sunny skies and rain showers. And the wind, don't forget the wind. But May is also one of the driest months of the year. But in my experience, you don't want to take any chances in May. We could have an early summer, but it can just as easily be an extended winter. You're probably not going to experience a lot of snow unless you go into the highlands, but you never know. And as I said, May is a wildcard month, so don't take any chances. We're finally saying goodbye to the long and dark nights. We've got about 16 hours of daylight in May, so you don't have to plan around the daylight, you can just take your time. Now you'll be hard pressed to see the northern lights in May. You have to stay up very late and you have to be very, very lucky. If your goal is to see the northern lights, then May is not the right month for that. And now for the main event. But first, you can rent all the outdoor gear that you need for Iceland right here with us. Use the discount code MAY for 10% off at icelandcover.com. Now, even though May is a fairly warm month, as I said earlier, you don't want to take any chances. And you always want to be prepared. So let's start with the base layers. As always, thermal underwear is the way to go. They dry fast, breathe well, and they keep you warm. If you've watched any of my other videos, you'll see me talk about these all the time. On top of that, you can put outdoor pants to protect from the wind and the rain. You don't want them to be completely waterproof because then you're sacrificing breathability. Now, if it's super windy or very cold for some reason, you can put on some mid-layers. Hiking sweaters or regular sweaters. You can also go for a hoodie, but make sure it's from a sports brand because they tend to breathe a bit better. Wool is good. Cotton can be alright, but be careful because if cotton gets wet, it's not gonna help you keep warm anymore. Also, be careful of too much polyester. Although polyester helps to keep you warm, it doesn't breathe well. So if your mid-layer is made out of a lot of polyester, it's not gonna breathe well. And we don't want that. You also want to wear some good socks. I recommend merino wool since, just like the thermal underwear, they breathe well, dry fast, and they keep you warm. You also want to wear good hiking boots. Now they don't have to be as heavy duty as these ones, but they need to be highly water resistant, preferably Gore-Tex or similar. They need to be either mid or high top. This, for example, is a high top. It's good if they're mid or high top. However, it's not necessary. It is kind of okay if they're low top. However, if you're doing a glacier hike, you'll want them to be mid or high top for the crampons. They mostly need to be mid or high top for the winter time. Now for the outer layers on your upper body, you have three options. You've got the shell, you've got the insulated raincoat, and you've got the autumn parka. The shell is highly water resistant, breathable, and windproof. It offers flexibility, but you'll need to wear more layers underneath if it gets cold or very windy. Then you have the insulated raincoat. Completely waterproof, completely windproof, and it's insulated so it keeps you warm as well. However, it doesn't breathe well. The benefit though is if the weather's bad or if you want to stay extra long under the waterfalls, that's no problem at all. And then you have the autumn parka. Kind of best of both worlds type of thing. It's insulated and warm, highly water resistant, and windproof. It's not as waterproof as the insulated raincoat, but it is warmer and it breathes better. It doesn't breathe as well as the shell, however, it is warmer and just as water resistant. Now all of these options are a good one, it just depends on how you like to travel. I personally like to wear as few layers as possible, so I might go for the autumn parka. But if I'm going to be walking for a long time, then yeah, the shell might be the best option for that. Then put on a beanie and some gloves, and you're good to go! Now obviously for the outer layers, it will depend on the weather. But if you have the base layers I've talked about, the mid layers, and one of the outer layers, then you'll be just fine for May in Iceland. And if the weather's good, great, you'll have nothing to worry about. Now this is a fairly usual day. A bit cold and windy, but at least it's not raining. I recommend just wearing your mid layers, just your regular clothes, and then having outdoor pants ready to go. And honestly, you can choose any one of the options for the outer layers, whether that's the insulated raincoat, the shell, or the autumn parka. Now this is a great day. Little to no wind and a bit sunny. On a day like this, just wear whatever feels right. Maybe just regular clothes and have an insulated raincoat ready for the waterfalls. No need to overthink it, just enjoy the day. Now this is a very bad day and a very bad example. However, I wanted to include it just to give you an idea of what a bad day might look like. You want to wear your base layers, your mid layers, and your outer layers for this one. However, I do recommend that you be bold and start cold. Start off the day with as few layers as you feel comfortable with, and then just add them on if you feel cold. If you're wearing the shell, you'll need to wear more layers. If you're wearing the autumn parka, then you'll need fewer layers. And that's it. I hope you have a better understanding of what to expect in May and how to prepare for it. And again, you can rent all the outdoor equipment you need right here with us. Use the discount code MAY for 10% off at icelandcover.com. Well, that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.